There's two. Well, it didn't take.
Recording in progress.
There. Now
Why
the
is it letting me know?
lady hath spoken.
Colorado's one of the states where only, like as you explained to me, only one person has to.
A lot of places are. Craziness, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Let me
Lots
see
of
here.
craziness to talk today.
Where do I want to open this thing up at?
I got my notes.
29, 30, 39. All right, Nick.
And we're gonna talk details. We're not gonna talk the plot in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
It's boring to
the
recap.
cantina is a very special thing, and it requires, like, you could cantina in Indiana Jones. You can't cantina a current running Marvel show. Anyways, Nick,
Bring us
do
in.
it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Marvel Multiverse Mayhem.
Craziness, mayhem, a classic mayhem. No more movie night mayhem for a bit.
Yes, we have new Marvel programming. And
Woo!
obviously I'm here with Kyle. For those of you who are not watching on YouTube, how you doing, Kyle, verbally?
I'm here. I'm alive.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Two important things: to be here and to be alive. And our sponsor, of course, as always, is Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow.
More on them a little bit
Yeah.
later. And you know what? You can find them and ads about them in their link, not just down below, but on lrmonline.com, genreverse.com as well. That'll be actually switching over some point in this year to where featuring the podcast up front. But both kind of go just to the regular LRM. You go there every day for all your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. If I was fancy, I would have already had the other screen up. The podcast that you're listening to or watching is available wherever you get your podcasts from, Google, Spotify, all that. Lots more shows. We'll mention those at the end. And then the YouTube channel, hit the red subscribe button.
And a like. We like likes too.
Yes. And comments.
I always forget to like a video until the person says it, so it's important to say. Like, I was watching the heavy spoilers do Moon Knight, and he's like, "Make sure to like." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I like." So we're pretty.
It does
excited.
help the algorithm.
Yeah, we're pretty excited that we have a new Marvel show.
Yes.
And we don't have to cover FX Foxmen. Foxmen.
Yeah. Moon Knight, man.
Starring Oscar Isaac.
You want initial reaction or something, Nick?
Let's start with initial reaction and a letter grade.
Geez. So my initial reaction is that I think they probably should have given 2, maybe 3 episodes. I know they gave 4 for advanced screeners, but I was prepared for a lot of weirdness. I'm not sure if everyone is prepared for the drastic tonal shifts that happened in this first episode. If you haven't read up on some Moon Knight, it might have been shocking to go from silly music and silly Steven to these bloody, brutal brawls and that ending scene, and then these horror elements cut into it.
And then we're jumping into Miss Marvel next, which is like the opposite of Moon Knight completely.
And it feels good and fine to me. And I'm happy with the amount of kind of shocking, if you will, for Marvel Studios, the shocking amount of violence and horror, stuff that we're getting. Yeah, man.
It's scary. Well, I mean, I wasn't scared, but imagine showing that to like an 8-year-old compared to like No Way Home, and it's like, woof. But I really, 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 really liked it. Let's actually save letter grades to the end. But
oh, okay.
I think it's my favorite first episode of any of the shows.
You say that for every show.
No, I don't. My old favorite first episode was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not Hawkeye.
Okay.
Or
I thought you said Loki was a great first episode.
It is, but like that one's like, this is one, like obviously Falcon and the Winter Soldier opens with a huge expensive action scene.
Mm-hmm.
There's action throughout this, and it's like a mystery episode.
Yeah.
where he's he's got like more than one Tyler Durden in his head, and you're like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. He finds the phone, which is a big mystery, like. And Ethan Hawke so far is an amazing villain with his tattoo of
the scales. And he doesn't even straight up act like a villain. He looks like a Thanos guy, offering some altruistic type mumbo jumbo, but people are dying. So
yeah, people he touches are dying, depending on how the scales go.
I liked it.
I loved it.
You
liked it. I loved it. Actually, let's give it a rating. What's your rating?
If I had to give it
the first episode on
it,
so we're not rating a season.
Looking at it as just a first episode, I'd give it a solid B. It's a solid B.
I'd go with A, but not A plus.
But I couldn't give it even a B plus. There's not enough there. It is a first episode, and it wasn't anything unexpected for me, but I could also see where this show might not get so much love on the internet tonight, and opening night / tomorrow.
Also because this is the first Marvel show, which I felt really refreshing, where it's not using a character that we know already. Like obviously Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision, What If, Hawkeye. We know those characters. This
is our first like new character in a long time, not counting the Eternals.
Yes, that's right.
Gotta go back to last year's Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Even that has. I mean, this sounds like there won't be any cameos in it. They keep talking about like there's references to the MCU, but this is It's kind of like
I would say never say never with Marvel, but I wouldn't be looking for major MCU prime. Tangibles.
I would not be surprised if we see Blade at some point, considering he's already cast and he did a voice. Just like I wouldn't be surprised to see Kang and Doctor Strange on the Illuminati.
Yeah, potentially. Yep.
But we're here to talk about Moon Knight. Do you know his first appearance?
Yep. What?
Werewolf by
Night. Which book? No, I don't.
Werewolf by Night, which they're doing a Halloween special of
this year. Yep.
So I bet Moon Knight's in that, if I had to wager.
Maybe.
But let's talk. What are your favorite parts about the episode?
I really like himself, just how paranoid he is, the things he does to keep himself from going out at night. He doesn't know what he's doing. Everything with Oscar Isaac on camera, I liked. Ethan Hawke is interesting enough. Gonna have to see where it goes though, because again, these types of villains, that the ends justify the means. You can only do that so many ways. So I'm hoping they find a way to keep that fresh. And then I don't know what else, man. The action is cool. The car chase is cool, but you don't get to see any good fights. You don't even get to see much of the final fight with the jackal looking creature. You just get the final shots of the beat down.
I think it's just a beat down.
Yeah, is that to keep in with the horror elements? Is it for budget reasons? I don't know. It's fine right now, but these are the types of things that make me go, this is why it's just a solid B. But yeah, man, Isaac is great in this. Hawke is doing very, very well. The guy doing Khonshu's voice is
that not Oscar
is
Isaac?
Interesting. No, that's
I assumed he was doing
Isaac.
all the voices.
No, he's even got a credit.
Like Venom.
He's got a credit at the end. That's what I was kind of like thinking at first, but no, it's not, and it is kind of an
It's an
exaggeration.
Sounds a little bit like Venom, where it's like
it's an exaggeration of what you see in the Lemire comic book run with this. So
I need you to
yes, you do
recommend
need to read it.
No, I need you to recommend which ones. I went searching for it before Moon Knight, and I couldn't figure
Jeff
out which
Lemire's
ones were
run. Jeff Lemire,
the whole run. So that's
his
volumes.
run from 1 to whatever they ended it at. I don't know how the trades will work.
Yeah.
I don't memorize that stuff. Jeff Lemire, number 1, and whenever you see his name off of it, stop.
And I because I used to see that book when I was actually getting comics at the comic book shop. Mm-hmm. And Vulture used to, when Vulture was cool and not behind a paywall, they used to rank like the best comics of the month, and they would rank that like every month as one of the best. And
yep,
I wanted to pick it up. My friend who I owe $1,000 for comic books was like, I didn't know it back then. He's like, you have enough books, Nick, and I'm like, yeah, I won't pick up Moon Knight. But the trades, I need to look into the trades, especially after my bonus.
Yeah.
Or my taxes.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Sorry, I didn't have my phone turned down. What about you, man? What were the things you really liked this time around?
Well, first let me bring up some things that you discussed.
Okay.
Obviously we've seen a shot of him falling from a high distance. So, heavy spoilers, and I also think we might see more of it from like this episode Steven's perspective. We might see an episode from Mark's perspective. I don't think we'll see all the action because it's bloody. This is the bloodiest MCU show. And for those of you who have seen the news that they removed blood from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was a mistake in quotes, and they've already fixed it. It was apparently a different edit, but it's like Birds of Prey. It's like, why did you post it?
Why do you ever switch out your? I turned that down. I'm sorry guys. Anyways,
if you hear my phone, it's because the Avengers are calling, because mine's the Avengers theme. But I would also say, God, what else was I gonna respond to from your stuff? I really liked. He's not Willem Dafoe, but he's giving a Green Goblin a run for his money as far as reflections and talking to yourself in the mirror. I mean, besides like a Tyler Durden situation, he's outside the mirror. He's not going to meet another. Mm-hmm. He's not going to visualize Mark. And it's very interesting the changes they made to the character, because Steven is the Bruce Wayne in the TV show. He's the one who even has a moon cave, if you go back far enough.
And in the Lemire run, he's the actor, the high end kind of suave guy, Stephen Grant. Lockley, it would be more, he's a brawler. I actually, before we heard that his name would be Steven in this, I was like, are they making that taxi cab driver personality kind of dweebish? And then of course you got Mark Spector, who's the mercenary and generally looked at as the prime mind. But I like how Lemire's book really, or Lemire, I can't remember. I'm sorry guys if I fuck up his name, but anyways, Jeff's book was great at just keeping you on your. It didn't matter what the canon was. It really felt like you were just lost in it. So
part of earlier canon, at least based on heavy spoilers, he's revived by the goddess a lot. So one almost asked the question, when he fell from the third story and his jaw was fucked up when he woke up, is that a revival, or was that him, with his Moon Knight power? In the trailer we see that we're going to see some of the stuff like that. We see him falling off a cliff or falling from a building in the trailer, and one of the theories was he was saved by the snap.
No.
And it's like, no. But let me look at my notes. I love we open with the villain, puts glass in his shoes, and you see his tattoo.
Excuse me.
At first I thought chasing the bus was a reference to Spider-Man,
Of course
you know,
you
it's
did.
like anywhere, but then the Green Goblin stuff started happening, talking in the mirror, and I was like, maybe it really was. Maybe they like Spider-Man. I love the kind of Tyler Durden stuff where he didn't know he had a date. He's a vegan, but he has a date at a steakhouse. She's like, "What are you gonna eat there?" He's like, "Bread and salad."
Yeah.
I love the third voice because it sounds like he has 3 personalities, but he only turns into 2.
No, the other voice you're hearing calling him an idiot is Khonshu. That's the moon god.
Oh, okay.
That's the creature with the bird skull that's been following him around. The
Like
one
he
calling
keeps-
him idiot. He says,
yeah,
"Stop."
the idiot's in charge now.
Right,
Give it back
because
to Mark.
Khonshu talks to Mark. He deals with Mark. Mark is the Moon Knight in this context of the character. So you're only hearing 2 voices. It's who's the actor playing Khonshu? I have to look it up. And then Oscar Isaac.
Because also in the mirror a lot, you see 2 people in the mirror, which, you know, he doesn't take over, but it seems like Concho is, you know, it's representing the third personality by seeing 2 people in the mirror.
No, because there's another personality you just haven't met yet. Khonshu is its own being. He's not going to look like a human. He looks like the bird being.
Yeah. There's the cab driver. There's
that's Lockley or Lackley, however you want to pronounce it.
There's Mark and there's Steven.
Those are the 3.
Interesting. We'll see if we get all 3. It seems like they've simplified it to 2.
Oh, there's Mr. Knight.
That's true. Is the cab driver
well.
Mr. Knight?
I don't know how they'll do it here. I really don't.
But it does explain the cheesy British accent we were worried about in the trailers. That when he's Mark, he speaks in Oscar Isaac's normal voice. So it helps separate them.
F. Murray Abraham does the voice of Khonshu.
Okay, I just assumed they had him do all 3, like Tom Hardy does Venom's voice, but modulated.
No, and that actor has been in Mythic Quest recently.
Oh, okay. I know who he is then.
Okay, Homeland. A lot of TV bits and pieces, but he's doing the voice of Khonshu.
Yeah, I recognize his voice then even too. It's more booming than his normal voice. I love that they actually use blood in this more than I've he and I love the effect where he flashes out with his REM eyes, not the band, the and the kind of like it's almost like it's kind of like the film shakes. It's the end of the world as we know it. That's their best song.
That's been happening. Keep going.
I just have 1,000 things I like about this show. I love the back and forth. At first I was like, well, here's my middle finger. The one lady flips him the bird during the chase scene. I'm like, has Marvel done that before? And I'm like, yeah. Star-Lord did that in Infinity War before he jumped through a portal.
Yep.
I love that Hawke already knows who he is. Ethan Hawke. Harrow, and he's working. He thinks he's the right hand of Amit, who's the alligator. Who has an alligator head.
It's the goddess that he's following, and he knows Mark as the mercenary. He doesn't know he doesn't know the split personality issues, or at least doesn't seem to be aware of them when he first sees.
But he knows
sees him at his
later
compound
when they take the hands, because it goes up and down, and it doesn't stop. Like they're the different personalities inside of Mark, or Steven, Mark, Steven, whatever. Just like I said, I love the voice. It was like the idiot's in charge again, and how he flashes in and out throughout that fight scene. Suddenly he has a gun and there's blood on his face.
Yep.
And he tries to kill
driving
people with
backwards.
And,
that was nice.
But then when he wakes up, that guy is dead as fuck because he shot him.
Yep.
Let's see. It's interesting here. Something I didn't notice that was pointed out to me is the reflections in the puddle, even before we see the mirror, differ from his reflection a lot. Like even when he's talking to the, I love how he kind of. I don't want to compare it to this character exclusively. He kind of reminds me of Max Dillon, played by Jamie Foxx, where he's such a loser that like
I quit.
Even
Goodbye.
he even no.
I'm not talking about Jamie Foxx's bullshit. No, go ahead.
But just he talks to himself all the time, or at least to other people who can't hear him, like a statue or a goldfish, or all that stuff.
And I realized something. My volume may have been up a bit too loud, ladies and gentlemen, and if that was the case, I apologize for it sounding crappy.
And of course, I mean, the main thing that Hawke says to Steven, well, I'm going to use the actor's name.
Just use the Steven name, it's fine.
Is there's chaos in you after he did do the hand thing. And I was not expecting, I mean, this is Marvel, there's aliens. I was not expecting to see Egyptian monsters like the jackal.
Oh, why wouldn't you expect to see that?
I don't know. I thought it was going to be more of like...
You see it in the trailer.
I don't think I've watched the most recent trailers.
Oh.
Because whoever, Spoilersberg is his name on Heavy Spoilers, showed the trailer and talked about different scenes and what to expect coming up, including him being in the asylum, just like the comic. And obviously the scarab opens up. And the scarab is related to the god Ra, which is even referenced in Indiana Jones because it's the staff of Ra.
I mean, because it's real Egyptian mythology. So,
and I'm sure I don't want to see that many flashbacks, but I'm sure we're gonna get almost an entirely flashback episode to learn how we got into this condition.
I'm certain that's relatively
hopefully
safe.
Not a full episode
or a
flashes of it?
heavy flashback episode, where about like three quarters of it is flashback. So ready to take a word from our sponsors over at GrowGen?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and do that, guys.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. From propagation to harvest, they have everything you need for your special garden. Grow Generation serves customers across the nation and carries a wide inventory of renowned cultivation brands. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
All right, thank you guys so much for sponsoring the episode. Grow Generation has been with us for a bit, and yeah, I would love to help them, get business and then give us some more money. So go shop there.
For the pros, go to grow. Gotta use
next
that pregnant pause.
There you go. What's next on the agenda for our Moon Knight discussion, man?
Anything you strongly disliked, or even with just complaints in general past your original comments?
Just like I said, I really think, and part of it is there's lack of content, whether Disney wants to admit it or not. They don't have as much content as they wish they did. New content, that is. I would say that this really feels like something that probably needed the first two episodes to come out together.
But Disney can't do that. Well, no, Disney could have done it. They're overlapping with Obi-Wan already, aren't they?
It's May 25th.
And there's 6 episodes of this.
So this is 1, 2.
I think they're overlapping by at least
3,
one
4,
episode.
5, 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll.
So they could have dropped 2,
unless
and still had the full run.
Unless they plan to drop 2 where it makes better story sense elsewhere, because I don't see them releasing. Or no, wait, sorry. I completely counted that wrong. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, dude. Obi-Wan is May 25th.
So it's exact.
This ends May 4th. We're just now getting into April, Nick.
I'm crazy.
You got me confused too.
I have a lot going on.
I can
April
tell.
and May. I have to move and I have to attend a hearing related to unemployment. So life has been
all
fucking
good.
crazy. But
Yeah. But no, it won't interfere at all. But that's the thing, is they still want it to run out as far as it can.
Yeah.
They probably got some animated thing or some movie stuff coming out, not Star Wars or Marvel related, but just in general. But that's my only one complaint, is I think this might have turned off some people, especially when you go from Wham, you know,
the
George Michael and Wham,
all the songs.
to the horror stuff. I think some people might have been thrown for a loop.
Oh, so
That's
you
all.
think not this big? I thought you meant it being a different tone than the other Marvel shows.
No,
you mean this
no.
episode bouncing around? in
Yes,
tone.
absolutely.
Interesting.
But like I said, I knew it was.
Yeah.
Like, I expected stuff like that, but I could see where people are going to be like, oh, this was just, they don't know what they want to be. It was silly, and then it was too dark. I haven't seen that yet, but I could see that being an issue. And plus, I'm very greedy, and I wanted more anyway, so.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Twitter talk on it yet, because it's all been about Bruce Willis today.
Yeah, retiring.
Yeah. Did you see the opening credits were changed again?
I saw some new stuff like Shang-Chi and the Eternals in it. Are you talking about that or something?
And they also added more Doctor Strange footage, because as Kevin Feige keeps saying, he's the anchor of the MCU going. He's basically called him the Tony Stark going forward.
New Tony Stark, man.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
really washed out when the screen is all white, aren't I? Anyways,
yeah, you are.
You're good.
That's why I turned down my my brightness whenever we do this, because I'm okay with seeing the reflection of the circle light like you see in every video. I'm not okay with seeing the reflection of the computer in my eyes, my glasses rather. Yeah, I really didn't have any complaints. As a Marvel fan, like hardcore Marvel fan who's not turned off by that stuff and knows a little about Moon Knight, I love the shift in tone.
Mm-hmm. I dug it too. I was sitting there dancing to the song. I thought it fit in with what they were doing.
All the songs have meaning. The opening song is about sand or something. Mm-hmm. And the other song is about waking up or sleeping also. There's like 3 really good songs in it. I was really, like I've already said this, I was really impressed opening with the villain. I don't think we even see his face. You just see him drinking from a glass, crushing it, and putting the glass into his shoes, which means he's definitely strongly a zealot who believes in his own. Zealot. We used to call, in StarCraft, we called them zealots because we had no idea. So I've been saying that word for 20 years incorrectly.
You had never heard like religious zealots in history class through?
I have, but we would say zealot because it was an alien species, and we spent way more time playing StarCraft than we did
your history lessons.
Look, it's a recurring thing on Breaking Geek. I can't pronounce things correctly.
I can't, but I got an excuse, Nick. I got brain damage.
Well, there's something going on with me. Jonesy joked that I have a split personality.
Oh.
So, what? I liked it a lot. It was, character development can be engaging. Like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier opens with a huge action scene, and the rest of the episode is just the debate of whether he should, the conversation with Don Cheadle and that kind of stuff. But I really liked this one spread out the action. Well, there's really only one action scene, but it's a big part of the show. And it's a big mystery / horror thing. So I don't want to call character development slow, but I feel like this is the reason I pick it as number 1 of all the Marvel shows. This is the most entertaining, even because it really doesn't do that much world building yet.
Not yet.
Because like even Loki episode 1 is mostly world building. Like, here's the TVA, here's Owen Wilson, here's Judge Renslayer or whatever. So yeah, this is a very different type of feel in addition to jumping back and forth from tone.
Yeah. It is.
And I hope it does well. It's weird to look at the metrics for each show. Like, was the Hawkeye the least viewed? Oh, that's the rating?
The tomatoes score, tomatoes. No, I was trying to say thermometer or however they
tometer.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. No, I say tomatoes. My wife does the tomatoes, and I'm like, there's no A at the end of the. It's a southern thing. Her family is from her mom's parents. Her parents were born in Mississippi, but Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 77, or the critic score rounded up to 77.
That's pretty bad for a Marvel show. I mean, a Marvel product of any sort.
Like I said, man,
it's still worlds above most DC projects. Yeah. Not to compare them all the time, but I'm sure it's going to be worlds above Morbius, which comes out this Friday.
Yeah, for most people that listen to this on release day, that's coming out tonight, if you will. I don't know when else to see it. Are we reviewing that one, Nick, at all?
I can't opening weekend.
Right, I got that. But what about by next Wednesday? Will
that's what I'm saying. I can't next Wednesday. I can do it in 2 Wednesdays.
Okay.
It's my sister's bachelorette/bachelor party.
Because it opens this weekend. So I didn't know if you could see it, Tuesday or something like that. But we'll I don't think a lot of people are going to be super stoked for it. The director had to go out and basically spoil things to make sure, and assure people that the movie does matter. It is connected to the multiverse. It does matter. I promise.
We won't spoil it, but in the worst way ever.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense, people, if you haven't read the spoilers, and we won't spoil. But
I mean, it makes perfect Sony sense. All I know is it's proof. It's proof that in 20, because you got to remember the murderer poster trailer and the vulture being in the trailer was January 2021. They had already been filming shit back in 2018, 2019, pre-Viz principles starting in 2019. Sony intended to have Spider-Man running away at the end of Far From Home, and this was going to be just them writing him into their universe, their Venomverse.
Holland?
It just happened. Yeah, Tom Holland. That was
the picture on the wall is still a screen cap.
I understand what it was. I'm telling you that their intent was to take Tom Holland's Spider-Man and go on the road, because that's not even Spider-Man 2's suit. That's Spider-Man 2's suit within the video game.
That's what I'm saying. It's a screenshot from PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 Spider-Man.
To me, it proves that. It proves that they wanted that to be their vulture. They were just gonna ignore the Avenger stuff, basically. That's it. I think that's proof of this. And then now that we know there's 2 additional Marvel and Sony co-produced films coming out next year, I'm thinking one of those is Madam Web now.
Yeah, and the other would be
the Venom movie.
Oh no, Kraven the Hunter's already cast too. Should be Kraven the Hunter and Madam Web.
Is that next year?
I don't know the years.
I thought Kraven was this year.
They cast Marvel alumni from playing Quicksilver and Ultron as Kraven the Hunter, which seems like a weird choice, but I was thinking Carl Urban, give him that Billy Butcher beard from The Boys, and it's like, that's your Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, okay, so it is. It's Madam Web and Kraven. Those 2 will be the co-produced by Marvel and Sony.
So there's a little bit more control on the Marvel side. Or you're saying just co-produced in the same way Venom and
No,
Morbius are.
Venom wasn't
Okay, so this will be the first co-produced one.
These are the first
name on it.
Yeah, these are the first non-Spider-Man title movies, because Marvel co-produced Spider-Man Far From Home, No Way Home, and Homecoming. This will be the first. Craven and Madam Web, the two 2023 movies, are the first non-Spider-Man titled co-productions. And that's because of the multiversal connections, which is why this movie is such a mess, because it was done at the time that fucking Vince Zampella and Rothman intended in 2019 to take Spider-Man and go home, when there was a deal that just completely fell through. When they were like, no, there's no deal. That's why Far From Home was able to be done the way it was done.
It's very, I know, and this is Marvel Multiverse Mayhem. We've discussed Moon Knight. Let's do Morbius a little more. A lot of stuff I've been seeing from like scoopers and just, film critics in general, like the geeky film critics, not like even like Steven Spoilsberg and people like that, not the critics feel like, oh, this guy at the New York Times had to watch the movie and he's not tweeting geeky stuff about it. They're like the ending, the post-credit scene that was leaked, not fully leaked but given away, is proof that Sony did the post-credit scene to Venom 2 without permission. Because they're just fucking it all up. Like it's like Marvel has no control.
I don't think it's that. And if you guys really don't want to hear the spoiler, then turn it off. It's only about how Vulture is in
the post-credits
Morbius. And so if you don't want to hear that, I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, get the fuck out. Their idea is that not only could people be brought into MCU Prime universe, but they could have gone into other universes. There was no way that Sony made the Venom 2 after credits without Feige knowing. I don't
and that
see
one
that
works
at all.
Okay, except they reverse it immediately, but that also leads to future plot points. The symbiote existing in a
piece
MCU.
of it in MCU Prime. So yeah,
I like that you're calling it MCU Prime.
They don't know what the fuck they want to do. They're leaving things too open, but it makes enough sense in their universe, even though it's like, why didn't you guys just go back and do reshoots with more multiversal shit in it, instead of like trying to hobble this disjointed selfishness of a movie, because that's what it was. It was meant to take the ball and go home. Spidey was going to go run off to San Francisco, meet up with Venom, and that was the plan. I guarantee it. You will never ever convince me otherwise.
So the full context of the post-credit scene, since you've stuck with us, is Vulture somehow gets sucked into the Sony universe when the reversal happens, even though that's not how the spell works, as far as we know. He's in prison, but they let him out because he has committed no crimes there in that universe. And then he approaches Morbius, and is Morbius the one? I think Morbius brings up the Sinister Six, and Michael Keaton down for it, and he even has a Vulture suit somehow built in a different universe without Chitauri tech.
Yeah.
Oof. Hopefully.
So Sony still wants their Sinister Six movie. I don't know why.
They could have made the last one a Sinister Six movie.
But they want a just Sinister Six movie.
Like that was planned. It was going to be Amazing Spider-Man 3, and Sinister Six was going to be a separate film.
Yeah. Sony still wants to do that, and their Madam Web, and their Silver and Black, and their Aunt May fucking spy movie.
I hope that one is dead. Silver and Black doesn't sound terrible. Those are
all of
two
it.
Strong characters.
Craven the Hunter on his own sounds terrible.
Yeah. Unless they do, they should bring over Toby or Andrew Garfield so they have a Spider-Man.
No, I don't want
Especially
no more. Oh
Madam
my
Web.
God.
Isn't Madam Web? Couldn't that be a multiversal movie?
It is. They've already talked about that stuff.
Isn't that her shit? Like,
yeah, they're using the younger version of the character as well. So, but anyway, I'm getting angry, Nick.
We better end it if you're getting angry.
I am.
I won't like you when you're angry.
I can't stand everyone's fucking love affair with shit that they hated 5, 10, 15 years ago. All of a sudden, all about it, and in the process of no, give me that old stuff, those old actors, old stories, rehash all that old shit instead of getting anything new or anything different, or letting the current stuff can continue, or getting a goddamn Miles Morales off the ground. Let's go fuck around with Andrew Garfield and Tobey fucking Maguire some more. Fuck you, Sony.
It's like Star Wars. Where it's
I'm
like
good.
Everyone hated the prequels, and then it's like,
done.
I love the prequels.
Yeah, fuck
George
the
Lucas should
prequels.
keep Star Wars.
Fuck the prequels. I hate the prequels.
I still do too. But here's the thing about Star Wars, while we're on it, just briefly. It's people who grew up with it like that one the best. In 10 years, there's going to be people who like the sequel trilogy the best, because that was the one they grew up on. Well, I like the first two, but Rise of Skywalker was so bad it kind of cancels everything out.
They're all disjointed crap.
Agreed.
As good as Last Jedi could be standing on its own, it doesn't stand on its own. It's a disjointed piece of shit, just like the Force Awakens, just like Rise of Skywalker. Anyways, Nick, yeah, I'm really angry. So let's go ahead and
wrap it up.
Everyone that actually did stick around. Check out our LRMonline.com website. All your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. Access to interviews, opinion pieces, things dealing with leaks, rumors. We cover it all. We also have the podcast network. Great shows like Animeversal Reviews. Just wrapped up the final episode of Sabikui Bisco. Check out that. Next up, all right. Next up we'll be doing Mushoku Tensei, possibly before we get into our spring 2022 anime, which is Spy X Family. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Breaking Geek Radio, the podcast exists. Nick will probably say something more about that. The Cantina doing Star Wars news until we do Cantina reviews for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Excuse me, Ranking the Genreverse. All of those are available on our YouTube channel as well. And then I do a bunch of trailer reactions, and I have the Ranking the Genreverse videos series. The next one will be Star Wars. Guess what the bottom 6 movies are, people? All of the prequel and sequels. All of them. There's not a single prequel or sequel in the top 3. So, can't wait for
Does
that
mean
one.
Rogue One and Solo or
No, it's just it's just the Skywalker saga movies. Just the 9 films. If I included
top 5,
if I included no, this is the 9. This is the 9 of them.
Oh, you're ranking all 9
films. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not picking a top 5. You're ranking all of them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, all of that available on our YouTube channel. Please hit the red subscribe button. Help us grow. I promise I'm not always this angry. Only when we have to talk about Sony for too long.
Or
Fuck
scared.
Sony. Hate them. Oh
Because
my God. Worst people ever.
I want to bring up one more Moon Knight thing before I launch into my thing. Did it bother you that Steven called Avatar anime?
No, I get why.
I think he's stupid
do.
like me. I just think I didn't know it was an anime until Jammer and Jonesy of Breaking Geek told me so.
And in all honesty, like one of my favorite anime is comes from a manga drawn by a Korean gentleman, Dr. Stone. Now it's created in Japan by a Japanese anime company, but the worker was Korean. There's Chinese made anime. It's not necessarily Well, we're in a global war. That's a conversation for Animeverse reviews on the Genreverse podcast network.
I expect Moon Knight to come up. Okay, we got Breaking Geek Radio, the podcast, is my podcast every Friday. I won't be on this Friday, but they are doing Morbius and Moon Knight. Wait, yeah, that's correct. I keep thinking of Mobius and from Loki, and the first episode of Moon Knight. If you want to hear those guys talk about it, though I won't be there this week. And a Star Trek podcast is coming in May. Finally, we have a name. I'm not going to spoil it in case someone tries to steal it, but it's going to be epic because there's Star Trek every week, and they even overlap a lot, unlike Disney overlapping their shows. So. Yeah, are we good?
We're good, Nick. Say it.
Excelsior.
Jesus, enough said.